Why, hello again. Another video. This one is in particular for a gentleman named John, who's asked me how do you repeat programs. But before I get to that bit, I bought another loco, another class 57, and there's its mate there. Now, I did have a problem with this one, as I told you on the last one. It took me 2 days to get the sound file going. This is a 57, but there isn't a sound file for it, and the closest you can get is a 67, not a 57. So that was 2 days to get that in there. Then when I bought this one, that took me virtually a day to get it going to that one. It run for a week to nearly 2 weeks, no problem at all. Then all of a sudden, sounds had come on, the train wouldn't go at all. And it sounds as if the train's going, but the train just stays where it was. So what I had to do, I thought I'd clean the wheels, I'd check this, check that, and still wouldn't do it. And in the end, what it was, I had to download the sound file again. Once I downloaded the sound file again, that has now been working for 2 weeks with no problems whatsoever. Now, this is for Steve at the Hobby Goblin. These are some of the wagons he has commissioned. There's 2 Chatley Whitfield, which is a pit close by. There's 2 Sneed, another pit close by. Of course, they're both gone now, of course. And I've got 2 pottery wagons as well, because that's where I come from. So those are specially editioned wagons that Steve has made. Steve, which is from the Hobby Goblin in Burslem, Stoke-on-Trent. Now, if I actually bring this one round again, see, without the sound on, it's even then it sounds lovely, no problem at all. So what I'm going to do, I shall bring this round here till I get it to where I got to go, and then we get on to the main subject in a second. I'll just put it where it should do. Now, I did have a gentleman call me about a week, 2 weeks ago now, and what happened was, is somehow or another he lost that, his track plan. In the files there is the backups, but not the track plan. So I went online with him, which I do with TeamViewer. This is the quickest way I can actually do things for people. I can actually go online, show you how things work, show you how to do things, and it's a lot easier to work with. So what I did is I went on there and found the latest backup file he got. What I did, I changed the .BAK to .PIN, pin, or PLN as it is, sorry. And then I changed it from location 1 to location 2. Tried it and it worked. He's got perfect now, got his track plan back again. So he was another happy bunny, which I did for somebody. Right, now then, as I said, I had the problem with those 2. Now this one here, this is my original mallard, the old version, and at the back there is the tender. Now the tender has got basically a Ringfield motor, but it isn't in there. It's just the chassis part, the body part of it inside there. Everything works from in there. So what I've actually done, if you actually, you know, a lot of these locos where they're like this, I'll show you an example here, is that bit, where the pin goes into there, and you're relying on them 2 contacts to pick up the wheels off your tender. So what I've done with that mallard is the 2 wires that are connected there, I've put them back in there and connected 2 cables from there, and they now go to the base plate in there. That was the first stage. It's got HM7000 in there, but I was still having problems. I do sometimes have problems with some of my locos across there on certain tracks. So what I've actually done now is I've got that wired across there. Now what I've actually done is I've been at Steve's about a week ago now and bought a power pack. And the power pack now sits in there with it, but just here there's a shelf in the base, and I managed to put the power pack in there, so that's now got a power pack in it as well. That's got a power pack in it. That one hasn't. This one seemed to run all right, but this one was having problems over the far side again, so I put a power pack in that one as well. I do recommend putting power packs in these locos, because if they cut out, the train will run, but the sound won't come on for about another 9 seconds again, so it's easy to have the power pack in. So what I'll show you now is this one here, the program I've built for that one now. All my locos have got programs in, basically, you know, all over there, all them run off programs. So what I'm going to do is I'll start this one up and show you the program for this one. So that one is the mallard. So I click on my little green train in there, like that. You hear the coal shovel.
The next train to depart on platform 2 will be the 09:30, the Royal Highlander service to Edinburgh, calling at York, Darlington, Newcastle, Berwick-upon-Tweed and Edinburgh only. This train is formed of 3 coaches. First class accommodation is located at the front of the train. A buffet service is available on this train. Please mind the gap when boarding this train.
Now we hear the coach door shut, then the guard. Here he goes. Now that sound then, you'll hear that as it goes round the track. The sound file on this one is actually beautiful. You can hear it sissing as it goes round. That's not it. This one's got a bit of a long program. Again, this is one of my normal programs I'm running for the trains. Also I can do scheduling on this, so I just sit here and watch the trains go around. This is the last lap. The thing is with programming, the more you put in, the more can go wrong. Sometimes the whistles don't work when you do them. The next time it does it, it works. Here it comes. Another thing is when you're running program, make sure the train's been running to warm it up, else otherwise it does not. Alright, let's do it. Now what you're going to do now, you have the coach doors going again. Then the engine will go off. That's it. Right. Now I do have a program for this one, but I'm not going to run that because that's another 2 or 3 laps around the track. But what I've actually done, just for this video, I've now done 2 test programs. One, this is the one that you're going to use, and then the second one is the one where we do the repeats. So first of all, I'll show you this one. So what we do now is we go and do this. It's got no doors shutting and nothing like that. The main one it does, it has actually got all that in. But this is just a test program, just to show you how it works. So this is the first test program. Now notice where it's sitting here. Now you've got to make sure that that train on the program, when you build it, it stay there when it stops. Because if you do repeats, if the train stops there or stops there, every time you do it, it's going to alter where the train is. It's got to stop exactly where it is, which is there. There's the horn. We're starting off. There's the lights on, and here it goes. You say this is a test program, so everything, when I do mine, I don't write them down. I do it all in my head and then work off that. I know what I'm going to do before I actually do the program. So here he comes. There's no horns going on this. On the proper one, it's got the horns going on it. It is with that rake of wagons. It should now come round here and stop. That is the test program. Here it comes. We'll just see whether it actually just stopped where it should do. So it's a little bit short there, but that is where it should stop by right. The train hasn't been warmed up properly enough, so that is done that. Now then, when you've done that bit, which is what your test program is, I'll show you how to do that. We'll just let that turn off for a second. There we go, it's off it goes. Done. Right. How you do programs, for those who've never done programs, you go to the little tape there and press it and say whatever you touch now, it'll now record it. So once you've said that, you do what you're going to do with the loco, such as this one we've just done here. And then what will actually happen is if I go up to here, like this. Now, this is all my programs. A lot of my programs are in here. Look at them, all there. Look, see. But what you can do is, in the top line there, what I can actually do there, because I know what the program is going to be called. It's what it's called, net, right? In this particular case, I'll just show you what the program is first. So do that, and that is the test run one there, and that is the program. Right, so that's all the program there, like that. Right, so what you've got is you've got the lights on, sound on, then the horn, and then you've got forward by whatever speed you've set it at. There's the forward bit there. Then you go to stop. So you've gone from 50 down to 10, like that, so that's just slowing it down. You go to stop, lights and sound off. Now what you've got to do is in between that one there, that horn there, the horn, that run one, the horn one there, is you've got to put in there, you've got to add in a actual plus. So you go down here and put a plus, so you mark up where you're going to go. So you've done that bit there. Then what you do then is you go into here, same as this one here. You click on this one here, there, which is the one above. You add a plus, which is down here, and in there, then what you do then is you send there. That's 40. We'll call this 41 for now. Just 41 in there. You then go to here, you go to the program control, which is there, and in there then you find this, and then you got this list here, and what you're going to do is go down the list until you see repeat in N there, and there's an N. You take that N out like that, and we just delete that bit out and put in, we say 2 in there. So that's that bit done. Then after the stop there, you don't want to turn these 2 off here. So what you're going to do is after the stop, you go to there, you put another plus in from here, like this, and we put in there, we put in 90 in there, just be 90 in there. We go to this bit again now, we find that program command there. Now in this bit here, when you click on there, there is one called end repeat there. Then what you've got to do then is you've got to make, now you put those 2 in off your original program, you've got to change this up here. So this one's called test run. Now the one's in there, which is test run 2. So I'll just click that out, just show you what I mean by that. I don't want that in there. If I now go back in here again for a second, and go into here, and put in net again in there. Oh, sorry, I put bet. Net in there. Go in there, and there's the 2, the second one. This is the one for the second one. So there you are, there's the sound come on. There's the lights on. There. There's the repeat. Then the horn. There's the forward. Slow down forward. Stop. And repeat. And the lights. And then see, this is one of course is called network 2. There, like that. So I'll just come out of there because I don't want that one there. So now what we're going to do now is we're going to do the test program double. So this is the second one here, which I've put in especially for here. The lights are on. There it goes. So this is that program we just done with the added repeats in. So this will go around twice. So this has got no horns and nothing else in. Just as a basic one, just to show you how it actually works. There it comes. So say by right it should stop here. And say you've got to have the trains warm. See how it's stopped there now? It really should be there. If the train was warmed up, then it'll work. So say the only problem with, as you saw then, it was shop short. Now if you actually run it again, it might stop up there. It might go there. You've got to make sure you get that exact timing done first before you even start doing repeats. I don't normally do repeats, I just press the button again. We'll go around again. This should slow down now. So you know it's behaved itself this time. It's only because the engine started to warm up. As I said before, you've got to make sure the engines are warmed up before you start playing on programs, because they'll always stop short. So do that. Now it should turn off in a second. It is. It's finished. Now, as I said, I've got these two here. Now, what I've actually done, the fiddly how to get the bodies off. You know, there's pegs there and there, and what I have to do is lever the front to get the body come off. Now, what I did is when I did this one as well, I didn't put the sound box the same as that one. So if I actually now turn on my other one, which is this one here, listen to the sound as it's ticking away. Now I'm going to do the other one. Now listen to the difference in the sounds. It's got a deeper sound than the other one. Now the thing is, I like it that way round. And the fact is, when I've got these and I'm turning trains off, I know which one I'm turning off because I can tell by the sounds. So that is how we do. Now, as I said before, you've seen these before. Now you can only put these trains in if you've got the Pro. And how you do that is if I go to my track plan, which is here, down here, that's my track plan, right? So I'll go back and go down to those two which I've just done. Be careful how you push this. Right, and these are the two, right? So what you do is you go to here, like this, and you click a cog. Once you've got the cog, you drag the cog down here, and then you'll get, if you right click on it, you'll get that. And in there you find the program you want, and then across here you can put all different things in here, look. Level crossing there, shunting, signals, turntable which I've got in there, and there's a train. And that then fits it in, no problem at all. Now if you notice here, look, see, those are all programs for the sidings. So if I click on that one, the points are set. If I come down, if I come out here a minute, otherwise I'm going to be dangerous. Come over here a bit, this is what it is. So that is my turntable section, which is sitting over there. And what I've got there is from each one of these positions, there looks 7, which is the main line one. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks coming down. So you can click on one of those numbers and that'll turn the turntable to whichever position you want the train to come off the turntable or go on the turntable. These down here are actually for setting these points here. This here is a 3-way point. They're awkward enough to do, but so this is the easiest way to do. Now, what I've got then is if I've got a train here, I can set it back up here, up to the turntable, and then these here are the repeats. Basically what it's doing is from where it sits in here, it's on 5 here, right? If I click that one, it'll turn the turntable back up to number 7. And that's how you can do it. And that's the thing, all these little, these are all sound files there. There's other stuff there as well. So this is how I do all mine. But as you say, I've actually got all these here, which are, although the point buttons, they actually operate, such as that, and the van over the back, and the side shed welding, does all them. So that is how I do all my stuff. But I can, if you ring me up and you've got TeamViewer, download TeamViewer onto your computer and give me a call, I can go online and I can actually show you how to do it. A lot of the manual is rubbish. One thing is, like here, I've got a signal here, right? I've got a set of points here. Now if the points are set this way, that is set to green. If I click the points, that goes to red. As is these two. Now these two here will operate that way round, so that one will go to green if the points are coming out. That will be at red. We switch them back, they go the opposite way around. And all my points at the moment are all operated that way around. Now if you look in the manual, it says to operate those points, you click the signal. In real life, you do not do that. It does not work that way. Because if you think like not just a steam train, but a diesel train, once your train, that signal goes to green there, what will actually happen is that train will go. Now, if you've got the facing points here in a real live railway, what you've actually got is there's a locking bar there. It's a bar with 2 notches in it, and there's a bolt. The bolt sits in there, so first of all you pull the blue lever, which is the bolt, then move the points and push the bolt back in. And what that does, it makes sure the points don't move while the trains are going over them after you get derailments. That is how they work. So by rights, you choose the points first to do the signal, not the other way around. I have pointed this out to rail masters, but it hasn't been altered, but that's the way it works. So that is it for this particular video. If you want me, I'm on 01782 302194. My email address is there as well at the bottom of the video, which is briannews382@gmail.com. Contact me, I'm usually always here. If anything, contact me in the afternoon after dinner, because if I go to the railway shop, I'm up there till dinner, then I'm back again. I'm here all night anyway, so if anyone wants me, don't be afraid to call me. Anything to do with Railmaster, I can deal with, no problem. These HM7000s, I do have a bit of a problem because I can actually get the Team Viewer to do the Railmaster bit, but these are usually on an iPad or a phone, and I can't do that. I can't do anything with them. But that is the thing. So if you want me, I'm here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.